Hey guys, let's talk about stretching your septum today. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I've done a video about stretching your ears, but I've never done it whenever it comes to septum. And septum stretching is extremely different than stretching your ears. The skin in your nose, obviously, is not as elastic as your ears. So a lot of people jump into it thinking that it's going to be as easy, and it's just not. I stretched my septum to, I'm pretty sure it was a 10 gauge. The jewelry that I'm wearing in my second lobe is what I had in my nose at one point, and my nose never fully shrunk back down. So I'm pretty sure my septum is a 12 gauge at the moment. I just got some new jewelry in the mail. It's 14 gauge and they're super cute, so it just inspired me to make this video. And I just figured we can change my jewelry together on camera. So yeah. So for the most part, whenever it comes to septum stretching, the best thing that you could do is dead stretch. Septum stretching is already extremely uncomfortable and it sometimes can be painful. It should never be excruciatingly painful, and you want to minimize that pain as best as you can. So dead stretching is the way to go whenever it comes to stretching all piercings, but even more so whenever it comes to septum. I've seen a lot of people stretch using these, and these are called pinchers, and they are acrylic little horseshoe jewelry for your septum. And I wouldn't recommend it just because, as you can see, there it really does not taper that much to begin with. So if your septum already isn't ready to be sized up, that's just gonna hurt. So these are best just as jewelry and nothing to stretch with. Option number 2 is just using tapers, and I have done this in the past. I made a TikTok video on how to properly use tapers. I don't recommend tapers to stretch with, rather than to help guide the jewelry in your already ready to be sized up hold. And the best thing about this taper and tunnel set is that ends of the jewelry are rounded. So realistically, if your septum is already ready to be sized up, you can just eliminate the taper altogether and just slide the jewelry through. Also, this is really good for if you say have a job or parents who don't necessarily agree with your jewelry of choice, and you can just use these to, 1, stretch your septum with, and 2, just keep it hidden. I got a couple of questions on my TikTok about why someone would want to hide their jewelry whenever it comes to their septum. Sometimes some people just like having their septum pierced and they don't like wearing the jewelry down. Sometimes it just comes to maybe who they're living with or even jobs. So this kit right here is a very great option whenever it comes to septum stretching and even just stretching in general. This kit is just really great for dead stretching, and I really recommend this one. So that's what that looks like. And again, with dead stretching, you could always just go in with your jewelry of choice for the next size, just simply putting in your new jewelry and going on about your day. So whenever it comes to lubrication with your septum, it's going to be pretty much the same thing with your ears. So this is, I recently just got this big bottle because it's like, girl, I'm tired of the little ones. But this is the jojoba oil from Body J for You, and some type of oil or a balm. Now I like to go in with both just to make sure that the jewelry and the piercing itself are completely lubricated. You can never over lubricate whenever it comes to stretching your piercings. So these are the 2 that I recommend and that I use. Usually what I tend to do is I take a cotton swab, I soak it in the oil, put that in my nose, put a little bit of the oil on the jewelry itself, and then go in with the balm. I like to just put the balm on the jewelry. It just ensures really smooth jewelry transfer into the piercing hole. As for how long you should wait in between sizes, you want to give yourself quite a few months, at least 6 months. At least 6 months. Now, you know your body better than anyone else. So if your body is ready to size up before that time, go ahead. Sizing up your septum is always going to be a little bit pinchy. It's your nose, right? But it should never be excruciatingly painful. If it is, stop. Just downsize and then give yourself a couple more weeks and then try again. My experience whenever it came to sizing my septum up was the nose runs for like a good 2 weeks and it will be a little pinchy for like the next 2 weeks. Almost similar to the feeling of whenever you first got it pierced. You're pretty much going to be going through that process over and over again until you reach your goal size. It's not fun, but it's worth it though. I'm going to change my jewelry now, and this is what it looks like. I already took the spike off of one end. It is a 14 gauge, 8mm septum jewelry. Why did I say that so weird? Honestly, one of the reasons why I don't keep the jewelry in whenever I do size my septum up is because I like really, really snug jewelry. And Body J For You had this on their site. I'm not sure if it's a new addition to the site or not, but it was 8mm, which is usually the size that I get, and 14. I'm going to be putting it in today. I don't know what my goal size will be. I stretch it on and off all throughout the year, just whenever I feel like it. Who knows if I'll even keep the 14 gauge for longer than like 2 weeks. I really love the way thicker jewelry just looks like. It looks like heavy metal, and I love that so much. So there's that. I'm going to have my boyfriend screw the ball on because I do not have the patience. So BRB. Okay, it's in. That's what it looks like. So cute. I love it so much. I definitely need to get new nostril jewelry because the gem fell out of this one, and that's just straight foundation. I'm sorry. I know it's so gross. I'm sorry. That's the new jewelry. 14 gauge, small in the nose. Love it so much. Oh, my child is calling me. If anybody is wondering, the taper and jewelry set that I showed was from Body J For You. The oil and the balm, also Body J For You, and the septum as well. I got some good lips too. They look good. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna go cater to my baby child, my fur baby, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.